नमस्कार, मेरा नाम है राजीव कुमार बजाज और मैं हूं इस वक्त एडवोकेट प्रदीप नामग्याल जी के साथ। प्रदीप जी नमस्कार।
नमस्कार सर, नमस्कार।
आप सब लोगों को जय हिंद, जय महाराष्ट्र, जय भवानी, जय शिवाजी, वंदे मातरम।
वंदे मातरम।
प्रदीप जी और मैं इस वक्त है नेशन नाउ पर। नेशन नाउ हमेशा हमेशा आपके साथ, और यहाँ पर सीधी बात बोलते हैं साहब, सच्ची बात बोलते हैं, भले आपको अच्छी लगे या ना लगे। फिलहाल आप सब लोगों को हमारी तरफ से जय सिया राम, हर हर महादेव।
हर हर महादेव।
अस्सलाम वालेकुम, गुड इवनिंग, सत श्री अकाल, वणकम, शलोम, चाइनीज में निहाओ, जापानीज में कोनिचिवा। प्रदीप जी,
Abariako Jambo to our viewers from East Africa, South Africa, the continent of Africa, wherever they speak Swahili.
wherever they speak Swahili. Isn't that lovely? What a lovely sound.
Yes.
Swahili, what a beautiful sound that makes. So Pradeep ji, Arvind Kejriwal stays in jail.
Yes.
The
Travel
honorable
city of justice. Let us be open about it. I mean, things are changing.
This is crazy, man. You know what we were discussing? Let me share it with you. हम लोग यही डिस्कस कर रहे थे भाई, क्या है कि अगर किसी शख्स की लिबर्टी एक दिन के लिए भी, एक घंटे के लिए भी डिप्राइव की जाए, दैट इटसेल्फ इज अ ट्रेवेस्टी ऑफ जस्टिस। अब कोर्ट ने अगर बेल दे दिया है तो वो आतंकवादी है क्या? मतलब मेरा ये कहना है। और किसी आतंकवादी को कोई भी कोर्ट बेल क्यों देगा? प्रदीप जी, राउज एवेन्यू कोर्ट,
We should
डेजिग्नेटेड कोर्ट,
Yes, yes, yes.
उन्होंने बेल दिए, तो मतलब ये क्या है? The enforcement directorate has taken it on its ego. They've decided. The additional solicitor general, look at the way he was arguing. I mean, it's like, how can you deprive a person of his liberty? The bail order could have continued, and the court would have said, भाई 10 जुलाई को आपकी डेट आई है, उस वक्त आर्ग्यू करेंगे. That's it. On the main case. I don't understand.
Now, how can you keep a person under detention when he's been given a bail, and a superior court, approves that kind of an? Now you find there's a complete accusation from the opposition that democracy or loktantric principles पे compromise हो रहा है. Now the agencies, the central agencies, are become a law unto themselves. Now they're trying to dictate terms to the courts. I mean, this is not done.
तो प्रदीप जी कहने
Things
का
are
मतलब
changing.
ये हुआ,
Things are changing. People have wanted a change. This election showed that people want a change. That we will not allow this kind of totalitarianism that you're trying to do. We
तो
don't
प्रदीप
want
जी
that.
कहने का मतलब you're also an officer of the court.
बिल्कुल.
आप खुद एडवोकेट।
Yes, yes, yes.
इसका मतलब क्या हुआ कि भैया नमस्कार, कोर्ट जाने की जरूरत ही नहीं है, बाहर सेटलमेंट कर लो भाई, कोई जरूरत नहीं है। अगर किसी मुख्यमंत्री के साथ ये हो सकता है तो हमारा क्या? यू लुक एट द राउज एवेन्यू कोर्ट्स ऑर्डर, आर यू सेइंग दैट व्हाट दैट जज इज व्हाट? इट्स अ वेरी करेजियस ऑर्डर. Look at what she has said. How can you just say that order is this, that and all? I mean, come on, she's also a judge.
बिल्कुल.
So in effect, what you're really saying is that you have no faith in the lower court. Whereas on the one hand, the Supreme Court has given a direction that the lower courts must take these decisions, that the Supreme Court should not become a bail court. And following that, this lady judge, a very courageous judge I must say, has given an order, and that's been stayed. I mean, come on.
I mean, the courts should understand the atmosphere around the country. The people have voted for a slight change. They want this particular government, but they want it that you can't be what you are. You need to dilute yourself. The Prime Minister himself has, you can see by his actions, diluted from what he was earlier. And the courageous, as you say, a fantastic, upholding the tenets of democracy. लोकतंत्र के सिद्धांतों को अपहोल्ड करते हुए, जुडिशियल टेनेट्स को अपहोल्ड करते हुए, the judge has given a courageous order. The first time somebody is questioning the enforcement directorate, where is the proof?
Absolutely.
How long are you going to, and when is your investigation going to get over?
And effectively what the judge has said is, hey, listen, if your investigation goes on for 10 years, that means Mr. Kejriwal will stay in jail for 10 years?
बिल्कुल, exactly.
Is that what you're saying? That's exactly what the enforcement directorate is saying. And I think, by the way, Pradeep ji, what has happened is, in terms of the Directorate of Enforcement, the PMLA gives you so much of liberty, especially the investigators, that they don't conduct investigations. It makes the investigators lazy. Let's be very clear. Which is why you find so many people being charged under PMLA, because you really don't have to do any detection. You don't have to work very hard. आपको याद होगा प्रदीप जी, क्राइम एंड डिटेक्शन वाले कितनी मेहनत किया करते थे. एक एक स्क्रैप ऑफ पेपर लोगों के they used to see through the garbage of people. They used to shadow people, surveil people, interview hundreds of witnesses and have evidence which could be directly related, traced evidence. That's how cases used to be proved. Now in PMLA, if it gives the investigating officer liberty, if in the opinion of the investigating officer so and so person is guilty, he thinks that he has committed a crime, आ जाओ जी अंदर. मतलब 6 महीने के लिए आपको बेल नहीं मिलेगी. ये क्या है?
Sir, I mean, it's time the courts begin to ask questions. The time the court will not take the especially central agencies for granted. Then whatever they're saying is the ultimate truth.
Utter nonsense.
Ultimate truth. आप जो बोल रहे हो ultimate truth है. आपने investigation कुछ किया नहीं, सिर्फ बोल दिया कि we believe that he is a corrupt man. Now the judge has asked the right questions.
और प्रदीप जी WhatsApp chat बोल रहे हैं, ये so and so जिसने 1 करोड़ दिया या 100 करोड़ दिया या क्या दिया, अल्लाह जाने किसने कितना दिया, वो कहते हैं कि चैट हुई है जी अरविंद केजरीवाल के साथ. और वो चैट क्या है प्रदीप जी? हैप्पी बर्थडे मिस्टर केजरीवाल. केजरीवाल का बर्थडे उस दिन उस पे व्हाट्सएप मैसेज उस बंदे ने भेजा ये कहते हुए हैप्पी बर्थडे मिस्टर केजरीवाल. मतलब ये आई एनीवे दिस इज आई फाइंड दिस वेरी स्ट्रेंज. आई होप द सुप्रीम कोर्ट टेक्स कॉग्निजेंस एंड आई होप within 2 or 3 days, whenever the High Court comes out with its final order, I hope Mr. Kejriwal comes out on bail, because this is a travesty. This is not done. You cannot deprive a person of his liberty just on the belief that something wrong has happened.
And even when you have been given the time to investigate and find out, और कितने दिन जेल में रखोगे? Now how long are you going to keep some until you said trail? Where is the cash? Where is the money?
Where is the money?
And then you got thousands and thousands of pages of what?
और प्रदीप जी 100 करोड़ कोई छोटा मोटा अमाउंट तो नहीं होता ना. 100 करोड़ कहीं से किया होगा. 100 करोड़ क्या बैग में लेके गए थे? मतलब कैसे? 100 crores how? I find this very strange. Anyway, we leave it to the courts. I hope people will get justice and the justice they deserve. Let's be very clear. If Mr. Kejriwal is guilty, by all means hang him. But depriving a man of bail
and continuous detention. I heard even Hari Salve, he is supposed to be closer to the ruling party. Now he himself says this PMLA जिस प्रकार से आपने बैंक फ्रीज कर दिया, आपने प्रॉपर्टीज अटैच किए, आपने फ्रीज कर दिया, सब कुछ आपने फ्रीज कर दिया है, तो अब डिटेंशन की जरूरत क्या है?
और उसका
what is he going to come out?
पासपोर्ट जब्त कर लिया है.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know.
क्या करेंगे वो बाहर? अभी केजरीवाल जी बाहर आके करेंगे क्या? What is he going to? I mean, I don't know if he's got any money which has been attached to.
Not a single penny.
Not a single penny.
Just like Manish Sisodia जी के घर से आपको कितने रुपए मिले? 18,000 रुपए मिले शायद, जहाँ तक मैं जानता हूँ. Anyway, I hope to God the old belief in the judiciary that our judiciary is always just will be strengthened. I hope that happens.
You need more and more people, judges with total integrity, a judicial conviction,
a spine,
sturdy independence. It's easy to say all these words, but now at least when the government is not so strong, you can exercise your freedom, of asking the right questions.
Of applying the law.
Yes.
Of applying the law. Right at the moment with us, we are on to a very, very important subject indeed. Mumbai and Maharashtra's coastlines might be facing what could be a near catastrophe. And to talk about that, we have Mr. Nandakumar Pawar with us. Nandakumar Pawar sahab, namaskar.
Namaskar sir, namaskar.
How are you, sir? How are you?
I'm good and energetic as usual. But
How
you both
wonderful.
are looking very fantastic today. Very
No,
full of
especially
energy.
Bayan Sahib is looking fantastic. It's going to change. आप शायद recognize नहीं किए होंगे पहले झटके में कौन है? New anchor.
Yes, absolutely.
नंद कुमार पवार साहब,
Yes.
तो अभी ये this new thing which has come up now, there are these new polluting, these new toxic chemical industries which are now polluting the entire area around Uran. What is happening, sir? क्या हो रहा है सर? Are we on the road to committing suicide? क्या कर रहे हैं हम लोग? सर जरा बताएं.
Absolutely. At least government is pushing us to go that way.
So what
Commit
is happening?
suicide.
Could you please explain?
Yeah, definitely. See, what we have shared some videos and photographs with you, which is pollution, which is caused because of there are service stations where the chemical tankers are being washed. And,
Chemical tankers being washed, right?
Yeah. So basically, there are JNPA who handles liquid cargo. There are different kind of liquids are import into JNPA port, and those liquids are transporting to various places in our country, in the state. And every time when tanker filled up with certain kind of liquid, when the new liquid need to be refueled, the tanker need to be washed. The earlier liquid accumulated in the tanker itself had to be washed so that new liquid can be filled and transported. So JNPA also maintain what you call tank farm, the dedicated area where the liquid cargo is stored and handled. And many times in handling liquid cargo, there are some mistakes, might be some knowingly, unknowingly, casually. Some mistakes have happened and a huge amount of chemical being drained into the creek area. The latest incident which took place at village Sonari, Donagirino, Puran Taluka, which is a huge and very catastrophic incident, I would say, because this practice has been carried out from last many years, in fact. And who owns these service stations? It's very surprising that I got call from MPCB official yesterday itself, was inquiring about my complaints. In their opinion, that whatever complaints have been made, which are not perfectly valid, because they have visited the site and they have found no service station operational in that particular area. Why he has said so? Because these service stations, which are operated on illegal basis, there is no any official record of the service station, and these service stations are being operated by the local political leaders of different political parties who have some weightage on the local authority, and local authority also aware of the fact what kind of washing is being done and how the wash material or waste material being drained into the creek area. And it is very shocking that this particular season is most vulnerable season for the fish, because this is ban period for the fish. We generally observe ban period, fishing ban period, which is valid from 1st June to 31st July. 2 months we observe this period, banning period, and we don't go for fishing anymore, so that the fish will come to the shore and breed and multiply in numbers. That is the usual practice. And exactly in this situation, in this period, the oil spillages happen because of the negligence or maybe knowingly, unknowingly. Huge damage has been caused to the fish species. Thousands of fish have been died. There are paddies which have been contaminated. And this is not a single incident. This is second incident in a month. In last I think 20 days ago, I have posted one more video from the Panje wetland where we see thousands of fish died for unknowing reason. The official keep on saying this is because of the warming, the temperature of the water has been very high. So this is completely nonsense. Whatever explanation they have been given, which is completely unacceptable. This is not only because of the
I was shocked to hear that, by the way. I was really
Yeah.
shocked.
Yeah.
Shocking.
I have said them, you give on record.
Yes.
Okay, whatever your observation, fish died because of the rise in water temperature.
Look at
You
that,
say
look at that,
is
look at
on
that oil
record.
spillage. Pradeep ji, look at that,
So,
look at that.
now Nandakumar ji jo बताया था, if you don't stop it now, there will become a whole practice. और आज कुछ tankers है, tomorrow the entire lot going from that side will be doing the same thing, cleansing operations and leaving it in the all these kind of creeks, oceans or rivers, sea water around it. And you got here is that Uran is an ecological fragile area. if the slightest slick has a maximum, gigantic proportions में उसका effects हो जाता है. Unless आपको इसको immediate stop करना पड़ेगा, because ये practice हो जाएगा, तो it becomes a normal practice and nobody, ये पूरे आपको wetlands destroy कर देंगे. Everything will be off. Nanda Kumar ji.
Exactly, sir. That is at least what CIDCO is thinking. They want this area, entire area, for the development for one or the other reason. It may be chemical contamination, killing fishing area, killing biodiversity, killing wetland, and reclaim them and just give it to the developers, builders, and make money out of it. They are not thinking anything about this local fishing community, which is our traditional trade. And this is not single incident. These are the repeated incidents happening on regular intervals. What happens? The Uran Taluka is just adjacent to Arabian Sea. There are tanker mafias who are operating in that area. They keep draining their wastage or toxic material into the creek areas whenever there is a high tide, and they release their material exactly at the time when high tide recedes. When low tide start, all draining material is go into the creek, through into the sea. Whatever fish have been died, they go with the low tide and go into the sea, submerge into the sea. There are no any proof. So that kind of modus operandi being operational here in this part of the world. And it's not that. Our community also providing helping hand to the culprits who for taking some money, they are availing this area to drain their waste material, toxic material, because they can't afford to treat them and release them into the creek. That is very costly affair, and it can cause they damage their profit. So this kind of a practice you can see everywhere in Uran Taluka. And it's not that the authority know nothing about it. They know everything. The police
नंद कुमार जी, I
department-
would just like to tell you, 25 साल पहले बयान साहब की टीम ने मिथि रिवर के ऊपर जो बैंक्स ऑफ मिथि रिवर, ऑयल स्लिक, ऑयल प्रोड्यूस, ऑयल केमिकल्स, इसका एडल्टरेशन, इसका मैन्युफैक्चरिंग ऑन द बैंक्स ऑफ द मिथि रिवर इन कुर्ला बीकेसी एरिया, which was so prominently being done there and openly being done. It was after the highlight also, we couldn't control it. आज मिथि रिवर पे हजार करोड़ खर्चा किया, फिर भी मिथि रिवर is as bad. Nothing, and environment has been destroyed, pollution is gone, the fishes, there's no living organism in the river at all. Now the same thing is going to happen here. The same thing is going to happen here. Now this is very disappointing. आपको याद है? the
That's
campaign-
right. We carried out the entire campaign way back in 1999, 2000, where we were the first to actually talk about how the Mithi river has been polluted by all those people who were doing oil mixing, if you remember, Nand Kumar Pawar Saab.
Yes.
So, and all that toxic waste was going into the Mithi river, and it has been going on for the last 50 years, 40 years, and that destroyed the Mithi river. After 26th of July, everybody woke up to the fact that, hey, listen, we've got a river in Mumbai called Mithi river. And after that, we have spent how many crores, Pradeep ji?
1,000 crores. 1,000.
More than that, more than
Yeah,
1,000 crores. 1,000 करोड़ से ज़्यादा हम लोग खर्च चुके हैं मिट्टी रिवर पे, और अभी भी बिल्कुल वैसे का वैसे ही है. वही हाल उरण का है और वही हाल पंजे का है. आप मुझे बताइए, आफ्टर ऑल व्हाट डू वी डू? डोंट पीपल रियलाइज? आई थिंक द कॉमन पीपल हैव टू गेट अप एंड स्टार्ट फाइटिंग फॉर देयर राइट्स, बिकॉज नाउ यू आर डिप्राइविंग not just us, but the coming generations of Mumbaikars and Maharashtrians. Nandakumar Pawar sir.
So that is my main concern actually. Many people keep asking me why I am coming to the Uran and why I am doing all those things, why I am doing so much efforts, risking my own life. So the answer is, since these people are silent, these people are supposed to agitate the local people. They are not doing so. That is why I am there, to protect my community, to protect biodiversity, to protect environment. And to the locals, it's my prayer and request to come up. It's question of your life of your future generation. Come up and fight with this. Otherwise, there will be left nothing to save. Everything will be go.
I mean, this is something which I thought would be very clear to everybody. मुझको ऐसा लग रहा था कि ये चीज़ जो है बिल्कुल स्पष्ट होगी और हर एक की नज़र में आ चुका होगा कि भैया ये हमारे खिलाफ नहीं हो रहा है, सिर्फ हमारे बच्चों के खिलाफ, उनके बच्चों के खिलाफ, आने वाली सब पुश्तों के खिलाफ हो रहा है ये जो पूरा महाराष्ट्र जो है, इतना खूबसूरत महाराष्ट्र जो है, इसका पूरा जो मतलब जिस महाराष्ट्र को हम बोलते हैं, मतलब इतना सुंदर स्टेट और कोई नहीं है पूरे हिंदुस्तान में। मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि अगर ये चलता रहा ना नंद कुमार पवार साहब, अगले 5 साल में कुछ बचेगा नहीं, कुछ नहीं बचेगा, ये सिर्फ रेगिस्तान होगा। इट विल बी लाइक अ हॉरिड टॉक्सिक वेस्ट, समथिंग आउट ऑफ अ साइंस फिक्शन मूवी। दैट्स व्हाट इज गोना हैपन। मिस्टर नंद कुमार पवार, बोलिए सर।
सर बिल्कुल यही होने वाला है, क्योंकि उरन, मोस्ट ऑफ द उरन ऑलरेडी टर्न इनटू डस्ट बॉल. ओके, उरन is very famous for its rich biodiversity and the lush green mangroves, blue-green water bodies, fishing area. What is Uran now? It's turned desert completely. And on top of it, the SIDCO and NMIIA by Reliance, they are proposing global economic hub on 3,750 acres of land. This land, essentially coastal land, ecologically fragile area. And when this land will landfill, what will happen? That local political leaders, the locals are not understanding what is the situation they are undergoing, why there are flooding happening on regular intervals, why there is unseasonal flooding is happening in every village in Donagiri node. They talk about the factual position that landfill and the reclamation on lowland area is a result of which flooding is happening, but nobody wants to do anything, and we have to take up this issue and go to the court. Why? What you are doing as a local, they should come up. What the local political leaders are doing. In fact, they are the one who are responsible for all this mess, because landfilling contract taken by the political leaders. They are having hundreds of dumpers. They want only make money out of it.
And make money for what? I don't understand. Don't they have to live here?
Exactly.
वो यहाँ पर नहीं रहेंगे क्या? जिस जमीन में वो जहर घोल रहे हैं, क्या वो जमीन उनको नहीं काटेगी? It's like saying what Hillary Clinton said to Pakistan: "Hey, if you grow snakes in your backyard, what do you think will happen? That they will only bite your neighbor, they won't bite you." That's exactly what we are doing.
Exactly.
You know, Nandakumar ji, यहाँ पर BKC is under total development. You know, companies, bullet train हो रहा है, अलग-अलग metro stations हो रहा है. The entire debris and all the waste that is collected after digging. Here also a campaign चला, जहाँ open ground मिला उसको dump कर दो. We have actually taken up a big campaign. We went and met the MMRDO officials, the top level. They said, "What the hell? Where are you dumping this debris from here? You are making a bullet train, you are making the metro station, that's okay. But all the जो आप collection of waste, you are landfill कर रहे हैं, जो you are putting in open spaces, and we have managed to a certain extent to stop this. Then we came to know, as you said, all this being transported to the areas that you have mentioned outside Mumbai limits, and all are probably coming there. Wherever infrastructure projects are going on, all the जो मट्टी है, debris है, everything is being dumped. I mean, we are from one end we are having development. On the other, we are destroying the ecology. I mean, there has to be some balance. Nandakumar ji.
Exactly. See, I always keep on saying that whatever government policies and priorities will destroy everything. If they want to decide to protect this wetland, they will protect this wetland. If they don't, then there are several reasons. This is happening. So currently, we talk about the wetlands at Navi Mumbai, DPS Lake, NRI wetlands, and TS Chanakya. All these wetlands are very, very ecologically fragile. There are habitat for lakhs of flamingos. These are wetlands are essentially considered as the high tide roosting wetlands, and these wetlands are very important to be protected as a Thane Creek Flamingo Sanctuary, as a backup water bodies to roost and feed. But these wetlands, SIDCO want to develop them. They already allotted this area to various builders and developers, and because of our fight, it's still there. Otherwise, it will be history in short period of time. So this is the mindset of the government. Government just pushing development plan continuously on the wetland. Wetlands are essentially wasteland for them. There is no any ecological significance of mangrove and wetland or bird habitat
You know,
as far as government is
our Chief
concerned.
Minister Eknath Shinde ji had talked about plans of saving the flamingo zone. He said that is very close to my heart. I will protect it at any cost. Can you give us some because knowledge about what is the latest status there? Because we had incidences of deaths of flamingos very much in the flamingo zone itself. How are things now? Is it being taken care of?
No, not so, not so. These are things supposed to be talking public domain about the environment and the wildlife protection, but on ground contribution is a zero. There is no positive direction or directive has been issued by the CM office or the CM himself. We just keep reclaiming the area, we keep destroying the area. Nothing will be left.
Now, so where do we stand, Nandakumar Pawar sir? Say after 2 years, after 3 years, after 5 years, what will happen?
So don't think of it after 2 years. You see this year only. I'm talking to you. Late monsoon we started in full swing. See what happens in Udan Panvel Taluka. There's already international airport is coming up. There's already JNPA port. There is already MTHR project. There's already Ambra Coastal Road. There is a Udan Bypass Road and SEZ projects. The thousands of hectares of lowland area has been landfilled. And it's not that impact you will see in the Udan or Panvel Taluka. You see its impact on other area like Vadkhal, Alibag area. You see there are thousands of hectares of paddies have gone underwater, and that is no longer suitable or sustainable for any kind of cultivation.
So which
So these are
means
the
that
impact.
red rice, वो जो लाल
Yes.
चावल जो मिलता था वो खत्म हो गया
Yeah. Yes. So this is not something acceptable because you can't what you call you can't run away from the actual result
because the
of
sea
what you are
water would
doing.
have come in.
Yeah.
The sea water would have come in because of reclamation from the sea.
You know, there is some information that Prime Minister Modi said yesterday about Vadavan Port in Palghar. He says we are building one of the top 10 ports of the world, that is in Vadavan, Palghar district. And he says 1 million direct and indirect jobs will be created. Now again, Palghar is a very ecological fragile area all the time. Palghar is always ecological fragile. Do you have any information, Nandakumar ji, on that?
Yes, yes, definitely. Definitely, we have been to Vadhavan port many times. We conducted meetings many times, discussion with the fellow fishermen and the leaders. And what happens? All these ports are going to be operated and handled by the what you call Vadhavan port. We called. Okay. Here also in JNPA, they are talking about the number of job opportunities be created.
1 million jobs, Prime Minister Modi
Yeah.
said.
May
Maharashtra.
I ask PM Modi how many fishermen got employment here in Navi Mumbai JNPA port?
That's a
How
most
many?
important question.
That's right, none.
How many?
Zero.
So whatever you are telling is completely baseless. There is no base. It's our destruction. Okay, the ecological destruction.
So which means Uran
Yes.
is gone, Panje is gone. Very shortly, Palghar will also go.
Palghar is as good as gone because
And soon after that, Alibag.
Yes, because what happens? They started port activity as Bombay Port Trust Mumbai. After siltation, the area is no longer operational, rather feasible to operate. Then they left that area and came to JNPA, Navi Mumbai, Nhava Sheva port. Now the Nhava Sheva port is also because of the siltation causing huge problems. And in after few years, that port also may not be operational or feasible to operate. Then they have shifted their goal to
So
Vadhavan
that
port.
means there will be
Palghar.
one more ghost port.
Yes.
Right. Amazing. And it will bring all sorts of things. I don't even have to tell you what will happen there. Once that port is abandoned, you know what will happen there. It's
Yes.
right. And we are all planning for a catastrophe. And by the way, the one community that first that bears the brunt first is the fishing community.
You're the fisherman.
जो हमारे मछुआरे हैं उनको हम बिल्कुल खत्म कर रहे हैं। अभी अभी राम मंदिर का उद्घाटन हुआ, प्राण प्रतिष्ठा हुई रामलला की। आप जब श्री राम का जिक्र करते हैं तो आप केवट को कैसे भूल सकते हैं? यहां के जो केवट हैं उनको आप खत्म कर रहे हैं, नष्ट कर रहे हैं। वैसे ही जैसे अयोध्या में आपने जो लोगों की दुकानें थीं, लोगों के जो घर थे, वो सड़क को चौड़ा करना था, उसको रोड वाइडनिंग में सबको तोड़ दिया। मतलब पिलग्रिमेज सेंटर से उसको टूरिस्ट सेंटर बना दिया। और वही चीज शायद मुंबई की कोस्ट लाइन पे भी होने वाली है। एनीवे, नंदकुमार पवार साहब, वी आर विद यू, वी विल फाइट विद यू ऑल द वे, वी विल फाइट दिस in every way possible. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. Really proud of the work that you're doing. Namaskar.
Thank you. Thank you.
This is, Pradeep ji, most disturbing.
The most important question that he asked is, how many fishermen has got job?
Not
आप
only
बोले कि
one.
1 million
Not one.
लोगों को नौकरी मिलने वाले, और लोकल फिशरमैन को आपने नॉट ओनली JNPT में वो हाल है, जिधर जिधर डेवलपमेंट हुआ वही हाल है। सो देयर इज अ रिवोल्ट।
Not one job. जहां तक के मछुआरों का प्रश्न है, और आज तक जो मछुआरों को शिफ्ट किया गया था 1984 में, अब तक प्रदीप जी वो ट्रांजिट कैंप में रह रहे हैं।
बिल्कुल,
उनको अभी तक घर नहीं दिए गए, इसी JNPA पोर्ट के लिए। और वो JNPA पोर्ट जो है, इतनी ज़्यादा सिल्ट उसमें जमा हो गई है, इतनी ज़्यादा जमा हो गई है कि 2 साल या 3 साल के बाद उसको भी अबेंडन करके कहीं और जाना पड़ेगा। That's it, that's the story, which is awful. Right, at the moment with us from the Uddhav Thackeray Sena, one of the